Yeehaw! Welcome back to Festival Tales Podcast. That's all that came to mind. This is episode 10, you guys. Welcome back, Festival Tales fam. I'm your co-host, Ade.
And this is Babs. Yeehaw!
If you guys ever see the video portion of this, I'm wearing a cowgirl hat. I have this nice pink holographic cowgirl hat. Babs couldn't find his cowboy hat.
Nope, I couldn't find my pink cowboy hat.
Fine.
Which I do have a pink cowboy hat. I just couldn't find it.
I'm just extremely bitter about it right now. It's fine. But yeah, if you guys tuned into last week's episode, Babs revealed that he's been to a country music festival, and I just wanted a whole episode to unpack this because I think it's so fascinating. So that is what we are going to be doing in today's episode. I also asked a friend for some Country Thunder stories because she's been, so I'm going to share those stories, and Babs will share his stories. And we're just going to feel the yeehaw vibes, I guess. But before we start, make sure to submit your guys' stories. You can see that link in the show notes or follow us on Twitter and Instagram, Festival Tales Podcast. We need your guys' stories so we can keep this going. We've loved doing this so far, and we're really happy to have your guys' support. We made it to episode 10, so that's so fun and exciting. So thank you for being here.
Can I get a yeehaw?
Can I get a yeehaw?
Yeah, I get a yeehaw.
Yeehaw! This is how many times we say yeehaw? Make this a drinking game.
Yep, everybody take a shot every time you hear us say yeehaw. You're up to 5 right now. Yeehaw, yeehaw. Yeah. Before we get started, yes, I've been to country concerts and festivals. I actually went to country festivals before I went to EDM stuff. So, a little fun fact about me and back in my day. My mic cut out there. I want to start by saying they are totally different vibes. They truly are not comparable to each other. I've seen stuff online where people are like, well, EDM concerts and festivals are so much better than country and blah, blah, blah. And I just want to say, as someone who's gone to both and been in both scenes, quote unquote, they are completely different. There's no comparison. They are entirely different vibes. And that's all I'm going to say before we go into your friends' stories, and then we'll go into mine after. So let's read your friend. Let's hear it.
All right. So I don't know if she wanted to be anonymous, but I won't say her name. So the first thing that she mentioned when I asked her if she had any crazy stories, she said that she flashed her flat-chested boobs for beads. So I guess like she was walking through the campgrounds with her and her friend. They were just walking around and someone had beads, so we flashed them to get the beads, literal, for zero reason. They were just wasted.
Yeah, just like you're on Bourbon Street. You just...
Yeah, I was like, is it like Mardi Gras?
Yeah, just pull them out. It's. I think it's always funny to me how girls. I don't know. I'm a guy. I don't know. I think it's hysterical that girls do that just for beads. But like, I mean, do you like? But from a guy's perspective, I'm like, that's it. I just gotta like, I gotta dangle some beads. Anyways,
like
but have fun with it. What? Yeah, I don't know.
Like a candy trade, yeah. Flash your beads, flash your boobs for some beads.
I don't know. I think it's hysterical, but like it's. I've always been like like even when I went to New Orleans, I knew that was a thing. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. It's just funny to me.
I've never been to New Orleans, so that actually happens.
Oh yeah, even like not Mardi Gras. It happens. I was there and I was not there for Mardi Gras, and it happened. So.
Oh my god.
I'm sure at Mardi Gras it's even crazier.
Yeah, I had asked her for more clarification. I was like, was this during a set or was it at the campgrounds? Like, I need a little bit more context here. And she said it was in the campground.
Yeah, just walking to the next stage, walking from the car.
So. And then she said, also had sex in a tent and could hear Lady Antebellum playing in the background. Those are probably the two craziest, or that I even really remember. Which I feel like is a true testament to that.
Lady Antebellum in the background, setting the mood there. So there you go. Wasn't all bad. But, yeah, sex in the tent. really hot and sweaty. Okay.
Oh my gosh. You like think it's like Sex and the City is like gonna be so great or whatever, but it's hot, it's sweaty. You're in a confined space.
Especially if it's like
Also,
one of those little 2-person tents where it's like, oh yeah, we can both fit in here, and then you're like, someone tries to like be on top, and they just hit the top of the tent, and the whole tent is moving now, and now people know what's going on, and then you got to keep it down because you like think you're in a confined space, like you're in your head, you're like, I'm in this shelter, people can't hear me, but then like people can hear you clear as day, like you could be like, I'll move over, and they're just like they can hear that, they can hear you like unzip your pants, like it's crazy, like the tent,
and like the sound of like the sleeping bag against the tent.
Oh, like it's something like that. It's like a little swoosh sound.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's.
And if there's like any nearby lights near you too, that can like easily shine in and show like a shadow.
Okay, that's true. I didn't think about that. I always put the like the rain catcher thing on. The rain thing over it, which makes it even hotter, but like whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get rained on. So, but yeah, it's even worse. That's wild.
I guess.
Was that it? Was those her only 2 stories?
Those are the only 2.
Only 2 she had.
I was gonna text more people, but I forgot.
Well, I've got 2 stories, and since it's the Yeehaw episode, I might as well share both. So I will share. I've got actually a lot. We'll go in chronological order here.
Okay.
I'll start with the concerts, and then I'll go. I'll narrate. We're good. We got this. So I was an avid country concert goer. Back in the day, I drove a 4-door GMC Sierra. I had the big truck. I didn't have it lifted or anything, but I did want to have it lifted. I'll be honest with you guys. So I have the truck. I don't have it anymore. Sad face. But nonetheless, we would take that truck to every country concert we went to, and we had the brilliant idea of, well, we tailgate these anyways for hours on end. Let's get there early one time, and let's just bring couches and like have a big party. So that's what we did. Me and my friend drove around the night before, and we found couches literally on the side of the road, and we put them in the bed of the truck, sprayed them down, put them in the bed of the truck, and we got ready for the next day. And the next day we drove out there. We got there like 4 hours early. The plan was to like drink, cook, hang out, and we just plopped them down, and we made a little like, we have them in the bed. There's pictures. I'll have to post them on my actual my Instagram. I haven't. The country stuff is gone, but I'll have to put it on my the Babs Life Instagram so you guys can see it all. But we had the couches in the bed of the truck, and we just tailgated all day. We made a gallon of Adios, motherfucker. It's this drink that
Isn't that like 5 liquors?
Yeah, it's. I'm trying to remember what it is, and that's
an AMF.
Yeah, it gets you there very quickly, and we decided, the geniuses we are, to like start the day off with that. We like played drinking games with that, and then switched over, and it was a very long day. It was a very fun day. That one's not too crazy. That one's just funny because we brought the couches there. Like people were like, we had not seen that before at the other tailgates, I'll be honest, and that was like our 6th or 7th concert, and then we were just like, fuck it, let's do it. And then we just started bringing them every time after that. We had another time where we had like 30 people, like it was all planned. We're all meeting up here. We had like 3 or 4 trucks lined up. We had the couches, 3 or 4 tents, and like 30 people, and like it was a big old party. There's a lot of people that didn't even make it into the concert, if we're being real.
Oh my gosh.
If we're being real. I think in that one, we had like 2 coolers of Hunch Punch, and it was raining, so like the weather was like muddy. We brought like a kiddie pool. We brought tarps for a slip and slide. Like it was a full on howdy do shindig. So let's see. That's just the concert stuff. Nothing else crazy happened at the concerts. Let's move into the festivals themselves now. The first country festival I went to was Tortuga Music Festival, and they say it's a music festival, but it's all country people that are there. There's very few There's very, very few. All the headliners are country. Like, it was good. So the year I went was 2018, spring 2018, and the headliners were Luke Bryan Friday night, Chris Stapleton Saturday night, and Kenny Chesney closing out at the beach on Sunday night, which was by far the best thing ever. But anyways, so to make this story a little bit quicker, day 3 of the festival, we are like walking. We've gone there 2 days now. We've figured out like we could probably sneak stuff in a little bit easier. Like we did sneak stuff in before, but we're like, you know what, this is the last day. We've got a lot of liquor. Like, let's just bring in as much as we can. Yeah. And Ade can attest this because I showed her the picture. But we snuck in this flask that is literally like the size of a person's head. Like, it's huge. Yeah. and we snuck it in by like, we walked in and like, first off, as we're walking in, we're like hiding it. And our friend was at the time was like a little bit bigger. He was a little bit hefty, and he like put it literally like in his belly roll. Like, it literally just looked like it was part of his belly. Like, it was like crazy. And I have no idea. And then so like we're walking in, and some guy sees us doing this, and he's like, "That's pretty cool, you guys sneaking that in. You know, next year you have to do what I do, and I come a week and a half early." Because the venue's on the beach. They just literally they cut out an area of the beach, and they just put up fences. Oh my God,
does he bury it?
He buries it. So he was like, yeah, I come out a week and a half early, I bury my stuff, and then I just pull it out of the ground and blah, blah, blah. Which we were like, which we thought was hysterical. Because then what, like, in the festival as well, they have these like makeshift huts. They make these makeshift bars. Like, they like literally just for the weekend, they build these bars. Like, Corona builds a bar, Bud Light builds a bar, and sometimes they're double-decker bars and everything. Double-decker, 2-story bars. Not like a plus or anything. But like, and you don't know where those are going to be. So we thought that was hysterical. He was like, yeah, I just bury it. And we're like, dude, how do you like what if you get in and then there's a freaking bar built on top of your stash? Like, and you're just like, oh, there's $30 worth of liquor or $100 worth of liquor, like buried underneath this bar that you're never going to get to. Yeah. So anyways, that was funny. We get in and we've snuck in this huge thing of like wild turkey whiskey, and the day drinking just began right then and there. And it was I'll definitely post pictures of that, because that's like that was a long day.
Was that like a full bottle?
Just about. I think we so like you can't everyone's probably used a flask, most people have, like, you can't really put like soda and stuff in it, because the fizziness like will make it expand and blah blah blah. There's a bunch, I don't know what it exactly does. I'm sure it breaks the flask, but like I never we knew not to do it, so we had to put like pretty much all whiskey in there, and then we were just like we were just taking swigs of it. We would buy Coke if we could. Coca-Cola, I should make sure that's very clear. Buy Coca-Cola, and then we're like mixing it, but like it was, oh my God, it was funny. People were like, everyone we went to was like, how'd you get that in? Like, we literally had so many people. And that's what got us so fucked up, was on the last thing we were like, we got to finish this. It's almost over. Like Kenny Chesney's coming on. So we made a rule, like on our way up to where we wanted to be for the concert. We were like, we take a shot every time someone asks us how we snuck that in. And I'm just like I'm telling you, we were getting asked that all day. So this last time, I swear to God, I stopped. I couldn't do it anymore. I remember taking like 13 shots of whiskey in this matter of minutes, and I finally like got to the last one. I was like, I'm not taking another. So like you're just, I'm just not doing it. And they kept going, and we finally they stopped, but it was bad. Like, we were getting asked like every time we would turn to somebody, they'd be like, "Oh shit, how'd you get that in?" It's
my gosh! So did it get finished?
I believe so. I don't really remember. I know we have the flask still, so. And then
do you remember Kenny Chesney's set?
Yeah, I do actually.
Oh my gosh.
I have videos from it. And it was awesome. I do remember like having the time of my life. Like, Kenny Chesney is just such a good performer and artist. And first off, he's like total beach vibes. So we're on the beach, like vibing out to Kenny Chesney. It was awesome. I'm not even gonna lie. It's probably one of the best live performances I've seen with like somebody with a guitar and shit like that. Like, it really was. And then on the way out, we were like, the Ubers were which isn't the craziest I've seen, but it was the first time I'd been in like anywhere where like the Ubers were over $100, and we were it was like 125, 130, and I was like, we were like, we're not paying, like we're not paying. I think we ended up walking 3 to 4 miles. I know we went over a bridge like to the mainland. We were on obviously the beaches are like down here, like usually on an island. So we walked from the island to the mainland and then called Uber. But it was ridiculous. It was a freaking journey.
Oh my gosh.
And that was Tortuga. I'm trying to remember if anything else happened at Tortuga. I really don't remember if anything else did.
So is it just like mainly people getting drunk? Like, do you see people like rolling or like doing anything else?
Me personally, at the time, I did not see anybody doing that. I wouldn't doubt if that goes on a little bit. But not to the extent of EDM festivals or I don't know about rap. I've seen some at rap. I've heard of some friends at rap like festivals like Rolling Loud, like they did that. But I was like, that's kind of weird to me. But whatever. But yeah, I didn't notice it at the time. Maybe there were people doing it. I know we at the time were just drinking.
Yeah.
Because it's like, especially 'cause you're at the beach, it's kind of like, you're just like a drink. In country, like, again, like when I say they're totally different, like every time I've gone to country stuff, like we're there and we're like way more rowdy in like a drinking, like fucked up sense, like than we are, at an EDM festival. And like we go hard that way. Every time I've gone hard that way. So it's I haven't noticed any drugs. I think it'd be weird to be on that, like that's because like the songs too, like the songs are like, you'll pass me a beer or something like that, and it'd be like like
two different vibes.
Totally two different vibes.
Were you allowed to be close to the water, or was it closed off to the water?
You could go in the water, but there was like a certain area like where they had the fence like go out a little bit, and they did have like police boats.
I feel like I'd be afraid of like someone drowning.
That was the cool thing, was that they had like a lot of it's in Fort Lauderdale is where the concert's at, and there are that's very close to like Miami and then Boca, which are like very richy areas in South Florida. So there were boats out there, like yachts, like just out there, like people just hanging on them and like just chilling, like watching, which was cool. Like I thought that was cool as fuck. So if I could have gone on it, that would have been even cooler. But nope, didn't swim out there. I will say like Tortuga, as far as like country concerts go, is a little bit on like the, like, not that it's not as rowdy, but it's just not as rowdy as like other country concerts, because it's not, the beach necessarily isn't country. Like it just isn't. It's not a more of a country vibe. Like it can be, but it's not like out in the woods, out in a field, like out in a cornfield. That's where like the real country festivals and concerts go crazy. And that will be my next story. So, after that segue, so that was like in spring of 2018. This then goes to summer of 2018. My friend and I did a road trip we went up through Georgia and the mountains, and then we did Chicago, and then we did my family out in the suburbs of Chicago. And while we were there, they had the Country Thunder Wisconsin going, and at the time we were in the country, and we had his truck. We were like, let's just go one night. Let's just go and just see if we can get tickets and whatnot. Well, why not? So this concert is in the middle of a cow pasture that they clear out.
Oh my god!
And then they just put up this festival grounds of, they have like one stage, one big stage. And then they've got like a Ferris wheel. They've got a bunch of, I don't remember what else they had, a bunch of food stands and stuff like that. It honestly, it reminded me of like of a carnival. And then it's just in the middle of this cow pasture. So in that weekend particularly, the weather was bad and it was rainy. So it was just muddy. It was just muddy everywhere.
Gosh.
So
what time of year was this?
Summerish, yeah.
Okay.
And it was like mud where like people were losing shoes. Like it was thick enough to where like you would like, it's like people would come up and their like flip flop or something would be gone. We saw that happen to one guy, and that was really funny. So we go to this country concert. We don't know anybody. We're going in. For starters, we see these two guys on the side of the road selling tickets. We're like, fuck it, let's do it. We buy these tickets from these guys on the side of the road, and of course we buy them. And then we're like, dude, I hope these work. Like this is one of those times I was not smart about buying a ticket from somebody used, and we were like, God damn it, like we probably were getting ripped off. Didn't get ripped off, thank God. But we were like walking through the festival grounds. We're just talking to people, or the campgrounds. We're just talking to people, and then these lovely people from Kentucky just welcome us into their group, and we just started drinking and having a good time with them, and yada yada yada. So we go into the concert. Nothing crazy happens there. It's just super muddy. There were people like in the mud, like there's. That's weird when people are like rolling in the mud and they try to come hug you. You're like, stay away. I'm not a fan. But so that wasn't to the crazy part. Crazy part, and they told us this. They said, hey, we come here every year. Like, just let you know, like, this is the last day of the festival. Things get crazy afterwards. Like, it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a party, and we're like, all right, we're here to party. Like, let's do it. So we leave the festival grounds and we go back to the campground. We're drinking. There are, first off, it's muddy as heck. So there's people mudding like up and down the camp alleys.
Yeah.
Like just flooring it through the mud. There's trucks doing like towing competitions. They start lighting couches on fire.
Oh my God.
Like just like because they're just getting rid of their campsites. I don't know because I mean it rained for 3 days, so they don't want to bring the couches home. They're muddy, so they just burn them. They just burn them. So there's couches on fire. There's like in the fire department is there. They have to like get there on like ATV things through this mud, so taking them forever to get. They can't get them all out. They start lighting porta potties on fire. Now, the year before, from what I was told, they put dynamite in them. Not crazy amounts, but like a little bit enough to like make them explode everywhere. I didn't see that this year, but they definitely caught one on fire.
My jaw is on the floor, you guys. My mouth has just been open this whole time.
So then we're at the campsite, we're drinking. We see these guys trying to light this couch on fire. And we're like, let's go help them out. Like, why not? We're drunk at this point. So we go over to this couch and we're like standing by it, and the guy's like, it's lit and it's starting to catch and it's going, and we're like standing by it because it is kind of cold and we're getting warm. And he's like, when he's sitting there with his drink, he goes, yeah, there's a propane tank in that couch. We're like, what? And he's like, yeah, put a small canister of propane in it. Want to see what happened? We're like, excuse me? And we just cleared out. Like, everyone just started running away because we're like, what the fuck? Like, we're going to fucking die. Like, this thing's going to explode. It never exploded.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know if I can't. I'll be honest with you. I don't remember if someone walked back up and, like, pulled it out, like, poked it out with a stick or something. But I know, like, we did all run away, and then we waited a little while, and nothing happened, and nothing happened, and nothing happened. So then we ended up walking away. We were like, we don't know these people. Yeah. We're going to go somewhere else and let them deal with this exploding propane tank. But I didn't see it explode. But I do remember him saying that, and we were standing, like, 10 feet from the couch when he said that. We were like, what? And we just bolted. Like, everyone heard him and just started running. Then, so I mentioned the mud was bad. This is where things got crazy. I was going to say,
did you camp in that?
We did not camp that night.
Okay.
We were in the campground with everybody. There was like, you didn't have to have a ticket for it. You could just go in. So we were just there hanging out. And we stopped drinking relatively early.
Okay.
And because we had to drive like 40 minutes to get back.
Okay.
And we knew that we couldn't continue the party all night long. But we left we left at like we left the campgrounds at easily like 3:30, 4.
Oh.
And then we went home, showered, got on the road, and finished our road trip out.
Wait, when did the festival end? At like midnight?
I think it ended at hello? Sorry. I think it ended at either 11 or midnight.
Okay.
One of the two. But anyway, so I mentioned the mud. Yeah. So now it's like 2:30 in the morning, and people are trying to leave, and everyone's getting stuck. Like, everyone's just getting stuck. There are very few trucks that are making it out of the mud, and then the few that are, like, sometimes they're like, people are making money. They're like pulling people out, blah blah blah. Anyway, so we find this group of like guys and girls that like came and they're stuck in the mud, and we're like, "Where's your car? Like, we'll try to help you pull it out with our friend's truck. Like, we'll help you out because we can get through it. Let's see what we can do." And we come up on their car, and it's a minivan just stuck in the mud, and we're all like, "Oh my god, why did you bring this vehicle out to this cow pasture?" And it's literally just, it's like deep in the mud because they don't know, like they don't know what they were doing. They tried to probably floor it, and then they got just drained in more.
Yeah.
And so we try everything we can. We hooked up their front bumper to one of our trucks, hit the gas, we put the wood underneath the back tires, try to get it to roll up, and we ended up just tearing the bumper right off the front of the minivan. So,
oh my god.
Didn't get it out then. Luckily, the owner of the cow pasture had a tractor, and it was a big tractor, and he was driving around towing people out all night long. And he came up to these girls and was like, $200, I'll tow you out. I'll drive you. And he was like, when I say like pull out, he literally took them all the way to the front of the gate, like to the street.
Oh wow.
So he literally was like doing this for people apparently all night. And they were like, we only have 120. He was like, done. And just hooked up the tractor, and then we watched the tractor just pull them out, and they just left. And that's I'm trying to think if there's anything else that happened. I think that was it. That was the crazy thing that happened, was like these people being stuck in it and just the mud. People just, we were so muddy. We were covered in mud, and we weren't even like trying to be in the mud. But it was a good concert still. I can't complain. Jason Aldean killed it. How
many people like do you think were there?
Huh.
Like, was it a big festival or like?
It was definitely relatively big. I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know the specifics of how big those Country Thunders were. I don't know. But those are my 3 Yeehaw stories.
Not imagine. Could you imagine being in a campground at like Electric Forest or something, and they just like light a couch on fire?
It would be ridiculous. People would be like, "These people are retarded." Oh, excuse me, I'm not supposed to say that. But like, that's what people would be saying. We'd be like, "What the hell is going on? Like, this is not."
They would be
what
like, someone took too much acid, or like someone took too much something or something. You know what I mean? And like lighting a porta potty on fire.
It was just crazy. It really
Did
was.
that smell terrible? I feel like that would smell awful.
Oh yes, absolutely horrible. Yeah, you would like smell it and be like, "We're gonna go somewhere else because this isn't. We're not sticking around here. This is not happening."
So now that you've like gotten into EDM festivals, would you go back to a country festival at this point?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't. I really would. I mean, I have fun with those, and like I definitely listen to EDM. Majority of the music I listen to, I would say probably 80% of the time I listen to EDM, and then I put on music wise 80% of the time is EDM, and then maybe rap, and then a little bit of country. I every once in a while I get in a mood for some country, but I haven't. I do want to go back to a concert at some point, depending on who the artist is, because that's like where I can kind of, see who I want to see. Whereas like, because the same thing with like festivals. Sometimes EDM festivals, there's a lot of artists I want to see. And that was the case back in the day with country. But now I'm more of like, there's a select few that I would really like to see. Like there was a Kenny Chesney concert. Actually, Kenny Chesney and Luke Bryan were going to put one on a year ago. Actually, I think it was going to happen during COVID. Well, it was supposed to happen, and then it got canceled. Okay. But like, and that was when I was like, I really want to go to that. Like Kenny Chesney's awesome. I loved the first time I saw him. I still love his music now. That's somebody I would go see. But I don't know about. That's a good question. I don't know if I would really do festivals. I don't think I would, because I think money wise, I would look at it and go, I'm paying for something I'm not necessarily crazy about anymore, and there's not enough people there. I'd be like, oh my god, I want to spend $150, $200 to go see this. Whereas like I can go to EDC or something and spend that money and not care because I'm seeing 10 to 13 artists that I want to see. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's back in the day. The other, I did go to the Country 500 as well, which is on Daytona. That one, I didn't have any crazy stories from that one though. Besides having a kiddie pool at our campsite, and we were chilling in the pool. But
Well,
Definitely different vibes. Definitely different
yeah.
vibes. It's like I always like to explain that as like it's way. They're both rowdy in their own sense. Like people are having a lot of fun and getting crazy in their own sense in their own world. But like I look at like country concerts and I'm like they're a little bit more of a reckless rowdy.
Yeah.
Like there's a little bit of like, whoa, what's gonna happen? Like there are people
Yeah.
like you don't know. Whereas like I feel like with EDM festivals, like yes, we're rowdy, we get a little crazy, we have a good time, but everyone's like there to have a good time and everyone's like
Yeah.
nice to each other. Whereas like country concerts, like you could definitely run into some assholes. Like I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
you can easily run into somebody like you accidentally hit them and they're like, oh what bro? Like you trying to go and you're like, no bro, I'm just I just accidentally hit you. Whereas
Yeah.
it's it's definitely can that can happen. Definitely crazy in
Yeah.
their own sense.
I get that. I've been to a couple country concerts, but never a country festival.
Yeah, they are their
But
own breed, and
yeah.
like I say, you can't judge it till you go. They're completely different. Completely different. Completely different. Different wild, for sure. Different animal.
Yeah.
That's all I got. I think I rambled on there for about 20 minutes. So I hope you guys enjoyed those flashbacks from the past. Yeah, that was back in the day. Back when I had my
Yeah, I think it
flannel
was
and my cowboy hat.
before this. Babs was going through his Instagram, you guys, and not his Babs Life Instagram, but like his other one that he has. And it was just like a blast from the past, just looking through all those photos.
I will definitely.
I learned so much more about him tonight.
I'll definitely have to post those because they do pertain to like music festivals.
Yeah.
I'll have to post them as like flashback Fridays or something, just to give people an idea who I really am. They're gonna call me out. I'm gonna get canceled, but but it's worth it. It's funny. It's all funny games.
Alrighty, well, thanks for tuning in, you guys, to our Yeehaw episode. Can we get another Yeehaw?
Yeehaw!
Thank you guys for listening today. Don't forget to submit your stories to be featured on the next episode. And follow us at Festival Tales Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.